Yeah, well, welcome back to the Weed Cap, Toots. Welcome back to the Weed Cap.
Here we are.
I'm your charismatic host, one Mr. Caleb. With me, as always, is my fiance, Lauren. You might have just...
I don't get an adjective?
What?
You need to describe me in any way? You got a charismatic, but I don't get anything?
Phlegmy. You might have heard her just clear her throat into the microphone right when I was introducing her. It's going to be one of those nights, folks. It's going to be one of those nights. And I'd like to turn the other cheek here. I'm going to turn the other cheek, and I'm going to do something positive.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to read, we got another piece of fan mail to our general mailbox, which, again, guys, is theweedcappodcast@gmail.com.
Who's sending us fan mail?
This guy's name is Raul, and his
What's
subject,
the subject,
a heartfelt thanks and a small favor. So,
why is everyone always asking us for shit?
I don't know, but it could just be like he wants us to watch a specific movie. Or yeah. Dear Caleb and Lauren, I hope this message finds you both in great spirits. It does not. I just wanted to take a moment to express my admiration for the Weed Cap podcast.
That's nice.
Your engaging conversations and insightful takes on the film industry and cinema culture have made a significant impact on me. Each episode feels like a warm chat with friends, and I always look forward to what you'll discuss next. That's cool.
That's nice.
I feel that way about some podcasts. When I listen to it, I'm like, it's just nice to put on and just, it's like it's cool.
Like your friends.
Your passion is contagious, and it's clear how much love you put into each episode and each other.
Aww.
That's right. I put quite a bit of love into Lauren on a regular basis.
They can feel our love.
I often find myself laughing out loud at your witty exchanges or nodding in agreement as you tackle important topics.
Okay.
I don't know how many important
Our
topics.
important topics are our movies.
It's refreshing to hear such genuine dialogue, and I truly appreciate how you've created a welcoming space for listeners like me. Okay.
That's nice.
On a slightly related note, I've been contemplating a big life change and have a dream of immersing myself in the film community you both celebrate so passionately.
Oh my god, he wants to be a filmmaker?
It's an exciting thought with an exclamation point. He's excited by it. I've been exploring ways to make that happen and thought maybe you might have some insight into how I can navigate the whole green card process.
A green card?
Green card, yep. Yep, which I don't even think they do anymore. I think Donald Trump
card?
showed up and was like, "No, we call it a brown card now." So, and we don't give them out, and we don't give them out anymore.
No, I'm definitely sure. I think you do have to, that's why there's illegal people here, because you have to get a green card to get into the country usually. If you come in illegally.
Right. Raul continues.
Oh God.
It's a bit daunting, and any advice or maybe even a little support, financial ? In parentheses, would go a long way in helping me turn that dream into a reality. Thank you for considering my request. Regardless of your response, I'm grateful for the joy and knowledge the Weed Cap has brought into my life. Keep up the fantastic work. I can't wait for the next episode.
Oh dear.
Yours truly, Raul in Argentina.
Well, Raul,
I don't know if you watch the news, Raul, but you're probably better off in Argentina.
You don't want to come here, A. And B, we don't have the funds to be supporting people to come to America. Like, what? Who's finding us and being like, you know what? These two stoners who talk about movies are going to be the perfect sponsors for me.
The craziest thing, I mean, you can't hate him for shooting a shot, but
I do.
The craziest thing to me is that thinking that we would have any intimate knowledge on.
Oh yeah, because he asked for advice.
Advice.
My advice would be to fucking Google it.
Jesus Christ, Lauren, she's taken no prisoners tonight.
No.
She's mad because of the movie I made her watch, which, Craig, if you're listening, buddy, you might want to turn it off because...
Craig, this was not for me, bud.
Craig, I enjoyed it. I thought it was awesome.
No.
The movie this week is Halloween 3 Season of the Witch, another recommendation from Craig from Sinister Screen. We have a whole list of people, of recommendations that people have given us. and this was the first one I wanted to get to.
Because it's Halloween.
Yeah.
I mean, Halloween's like soon.
If Jake from Suck a
Farm?
What,
Oh.
Jake from Suck a What, or Don't Start None, or a bunch of different awesome hardcore bands is listening, we're gonna get to yours next week. We went to watch one of them today, but something was going on and it wouldn't load on Xfinity, so we'll work on that.
Talk to Comcast about that.
Yeah. So, anyways, without further ado, this movie, Halloween 3, Season of the Witch, is from 1982. It is the third installment in the Halloween film series. So, Halloween with Michael Myers, of course, Jamie Lee Curtis.
Yeah, everyone's seen that one.
Michael Myers is in this movie in a commercial showing on a television for maybe 6 seconds.
Literally.
Yeah, and it's so you find out. I mean, it's technically a witchcraft movie.
Yeah, but I just want to point out that the witches in here are not what you believe them to be.
No, so
it's like an old dude.
What happened is John Carpenter, the director, he made The Thing and John Carpenter, whatever.
Sure.
So he thought that the Halloween, it should be an anthology of a bunch of different stories that all take place in or around Halloween. So he made Halloween 1. His original intention was to have a totally different character and story for Halloween 2.
Right.
Kind of like how they do American Horror Story.
Yes.
The studio, the first one was such an unexpected hit.
Yeah.
They made him do
Make
a sequel. And then the third one, he was like, no, I'm doing what I want to. Yep.
Creative stand and said, I'm not doing that anymore.
Yeah, and in maybe one of the worst decisions of all
time.
Wild,
dude. Wild that you do that. It was wild, but
yep.
Go off, King. All I'm saying is that I don't really like gory movies, and that's just my personal opinion. If I'm watching a scary movie, I want it to be like a ghost movie or suspenseful. I don't like a lot of bloody, unnecessary gore. And again, that's just my opinion. I know that's a lot of horror people's, they like that. But Caleb, not a fan of blood either. Which is not a lot of bloody scenes in this movie, but
No, because they bleed yellow, because they're machines. It's like motor oil.
What about the lady whose face got lasered off? That was fucking
I didn't like
that.
Yeah, I didn't like that at all. But I will tell you what I did like. The main character being an older, kind of
Burt Reynolds,
Dapper Dan, and he just beds down
a young woman.
And
loves to know the age difference between those two characters.
Yeah, I mean, there's one scene where there's literally a lady getting murdered outside, and he's sucking on her titties.
No, I'm pretty sure it's just her shoulder.
No, he was sucking on her titties. Trust me, Lauren. Do you think I'd be wrong about this sort of thing?
This is the coyest
He was sucking on her titties, and a murder happens 2 doors down.
The lady's getting her face lasered off.
Yeah, and she goes, "What was that?" And he literally goes like, "Don't worry about it," and goes right back to sucking on her titties. Fantastic. That guys, see, if I was sucking on some titties and I heard something, I'd have to stop. I'd have to be like,
you'd have to investigate.
I don't want no one in here knowing I'm sucking on titties either. Even if, I don't want anybody to hear about anything that I do. You know?
Right. Yeah. Okay.
I don't know. I'm bashful.
But he doesn't care.
I'm a bit of a bashful boy. But he's one of those dudes. I'm a bit of a bashful lover. I don't like to speak about things sexually.
We know.
About my own
About his own accounts. Yeah. Yes. Not the coitus corner. That's a different story.
Yeah. So, I'm a bit of a bashful boy. Just a bit of a bashful baby boy.
Bashful baby lover. No.
Yeah.
You're not a baby lover.
Oh, God, no. Don't say that. I'm not Principal Rooney.
No. Oh, my God.
Yeah.
Once a day we think about him and we say, you perv.
No wonder he wanted Principal Rooney wanted Ferris Bueller to get back to the school so bad.
Yeah, he wanted to be with that.
I want you to get on all fours on that bed dressed like an Indian. That's what he got in trouble for.
Babe, I remember.
Bueller, you better get back to the school now. I'm throbbing.
Ew.
Bueller, if I take this thing out and you're not on it, it's going to be a problem.
Yeah. I don't like that.
You don't like that either?
I don't like that.
No?
Not a fan. Sorry about that.
Bueller, I got the Nikon fired up. In a roll.
Oh, because he took pictures.
Yeah. Yeah, well, back then, I mean...
You had to.
Do you remember...
How else were you going to remember things?
Do you remember digital cameras? How, small the screen was? Yeah. Crazy. Know where we are technology wise. Do you remember like the disposable cameras they used to sell?
Yeah.
Those things were so crazy.
I think you could still get them, but I just don't know where you get them developed.
Well, everybody has a camera with them 24/7 now, but like
yeah, but it's the thrill of the physical photo.
Yeah, there was something cool about getting one of those like at the start of a trip.
Yeah, and like waiting at the end, and then you're like, oh, I can't wait to get my pictures back.
Yeah,
no idea how it was gonna look.
Yeah, I remember one time my grandmother had a digital camera, like sitting like on her mantle or whatever, and I took it and took a bunch of selfies with it, and she was pissed because she like didn't know how much was on there, and she went to get them developed, and it was
and
like
it was just you
100 pictures of me wearing like a Jeff Gordon shirt in her kitchen, like making silly faces.
Oh my god!
Yeah, she had paid to have it developed, and it was just a bunch
because you have to pay money for that shit.
Yeah, it's just a bunch of pictures of me. Yep.
Oh.
I bet those Walmart technicians
they saw a lot
crazy stuff on those.
Oh, dude, that's how people used to take nudes.
Yeah.
I'm sure they were cell phones.
Guy I worked with at AutoNation
Yeah.
had a Polaroid of himself getting a blowjob in his toolbox.
What?
Yep. And he would just, like every once in a while when he's cleaning out his toolbox, he would just
take it out, take a look.
Yeah, just sit it right on the toolbox. You'd be like eating like a fucking burger from Sonic, and I'd be like, what the fuck? Why is your dick out?
Oh my god.
Yep. Yeah.
That's weird.
Yep.
Anyway.
Made me feel bashful.
Because you're a bashful boy.
Yeah, and he'd be like, stop being so bashful, you bashful boy. That's what he would say to me. And I would just sit there and eat my Sonic cheeseburger and say, I don't want to talk about sexy things like that.
I don't do that. That's you. No.
I don't get blowjobs. I'm joking.
For the fucking record.
No, don't. And
yes, he does.
No. So the way, don't do that. So anyways, don't do that ever again. I hated that.
Because you're a bashful boy.
Now we can't even release this episode.
What?
About this movie. Yeah, I can't. As a matter of fact, I'm going to turn the recording off right now.
No, you're not.
No, I'm not, because we have to release an episode. But
listen, the main character of this movie, what's his name? Dr. something?
Dr. Shashish.
He has 2 children, which we
Chalice.
see at the beginning of the movie.
Yeah.
And the whole time, he's just dodging him, dodging the ex-wife, calling her up, being like, I'm so sorry. I can't come to the kids. And she's nagging him like a mother. She's like, you don't do anything for these kids. She goes,
the kids are going to forget your name.
Forget your name. Dad.
Like, yeah, if the kids forget the word dad, then they should have been aborted. I mean, like, how do you not remember dad?
Well, we don't even
Unless,
know
like, the kids are called, like, Charles. How you doing?
Is it Charles?
No, I think it was. Yeah, hold on. Let me take a look.
Charles Chastain.
Dr. Daniel Chalice. Dr. Daniel Chalice.
He said, yup, Dr. Dan. Okay, so he's not Charles.
So let me just take you through the plot. We'll do a little spiel. Guys, if this is a low-energy episode, you have to understand that this is a Sunday at the end of a 3-day weekend for us, and it was a long, busy weekend, and we hate that.
We hate that.
We love
sit around do nothing.
We love a day, like a Saturday, where we just do whatever we want, but we had plans. Like this entire...
we had social lives
this entire weekend was fucked.
Just kidding.
Fucked. I'll never have a weekend like this again.
We love our friends and family, but we also hate doing things.
Yes. I like to stay home. And this weekend was fucked, and now it's the end of the weekend. We're sad and we're depressed, and
Going
we go,
back to work.
We have to put a weed cap out because consistency is important.
Because our fans are waiting.
Yeah, they need green card advice. They need green card advice immediately. And
they can Google it.
We're here, we watched the movie, and we're here, and we're making no promises about this episode. Now, the one thing I will say is there is a couple good points of this movie. I think I enjoyed it because Craig had warned me that it was going to be a little ridiculous.
Oh, well, you didn't say anything to me about that.
No, I didn't want to. I wanted you to experience it. So, It's October 23rd, 1982 in Northern California, which, by the way, Northern California looks nothing like what I thought it would look like.
No.
Because I literally looked at Lauren and went, don't that shit look like Pennsylvania? And she was like, mm-hmm. So, shop owner Harry Grimbridge is clutching a jack-o'-lantern Halloween mask.
Mm-hmm.
He's being pursued by mysterious men in suits who look like they work for the CIA or something.
Yeah.
Like real
businessmen.
The kind of guys who show up after you witness a UFO crash in Roswell.
Oh, yeah, and then they clear your memory.
Yep, they're wearing bowler hats. So, the shop owner collapses at another shop of a guy named Walter Jones. And Walter Jones owns like a junkyard. He's a scared and timid black man, and he calls for help.
Did they put that in there?
What?
That he's a scared and timid black man?
No, that's me. I'm just describing him because he's like...
Because he is.
He takes
that's
him.
True.
They take him to the hospital, and he's worried that he's going to be...
Get in trouble.
Yeah, get in trouble for something. So he's like, I was just sitting there minding my business, and this... white man stumbled into my store, hurt. I swear to God.
You did a good job.
Yeah.
You called me away from my children, who I clearly hate because I don't want to spend any fucking time with them.
So at the hospital, he's placed in the care of Dr. Daniel Chalice, an alcoholic doctor with a daddy dick who has a strained relationship with his ex-wife and 2 children. Later that night, Harry is murdered by another suited man who immolates himself in the car. Do you know what self-immolation is?
It's where watched the movie.
Yeah, it's where
it's where they set themselves on fire.
Yes. After identifying his body, Harry's daughter Ellie meets with Daniel, Dr. Daniel Daddy Dick, to talk about the suspicious events surrounding Harry's death.
By the way, his skull was pulled apart.
Yes. They decide to investigate and travel to Santa Mira, California, hometown to the Silver Shamrock Novelties Factory, which made the Halloween mask that Harry is clutching the night of his death.
Also,
and
this godforsaken commercial keeps coming.
The whole movie, they're showing commercials for this mask company. Yes, fucking terrible. Hate it. So they go to Santa Mira. They check into a hotel. They say, first of all, he did a classic old man who gets pussy move.
What'd he do?
He pulled an old man who gets pussy signature move from the top rope.
What'd he do?
He goes, well, could you go check into that motel and grab a couple of rooms?
Yeah, he did.
She agrees to go to the motel with him, and then he just gets one room.
Yeah, because they're under the guise that they're
a husband and wife. But to get her to go, he goes, we'll get a couple of hotel rooms. It'll be fine. Then he gets there, and he catches her in his web, and he's about to start spinning. So after that, doesn't she say, like, where do you want me to... She goes...
No, he says something about sleeping on the floor.
Yeah, he says, where do you want me to sleep?
No, she says, where do you want to sleep? Doctor, whatever your name is.
He goes, well, that's an obvious question. And then he springs forth a behemoth out of his pants.
No, he doesn't.
Yes, he does. He undoes his zipper and wrestles it out.
No, I'm pretty sure they do kiss passionately, though.
Yeah.
But there's no boners. This is 1982?
Mm-hmm.
There's no... You didn't even get to see titty.
No, except for...
No ass, even.
Yeah. I'm just now thinking that we watched this on AMC, so maybe, like, there were some good titties and ass, and we didn't see it.
Did we miss it, guys? Let us know.
Yeah, Craig... You ever see Pawn Stars and somebody brings in like something he knows? He's like, let me call my guy.
Oh yeah, you gotta phone your guy. Craig, let me we get fucked here. No,
let me call my titty and ass guy real quick. I don't know a lot about this.
They did censor the word shit in that movie.
Yeah, again because we watched it on like AMC or something.
We could have rented it.
Yeah, well we didn't. So. As they check into the motel, Daniel learns that Harry had stayed there in the past. So the dad who was killed in the hospital, they found out that he had been there.
Trailing him.
So then there's Marge Gutman, who's another motel customer. She discovers a microchip on the back of like the logo, like the medallion on one of the masks. And the medallion emits a deadly energy beam into her mouth, which is crazy because 2 doors down, Dr. Daniel Chalice was directing a energy beam into the mouth of Elle. And then her face is left mutilated and an insect crawls out of her mouth.
But somehow she's still alive. And the businessmen come.
Shortly after, men in lab coats take Marge's body away in a silver Shamrock van, which looked badass.
It looked like a fucking coroner's van.
No, it looked like a milkman. You know, like...
Oh,
dude, back in the day, I bet milkmen just went crazy on housewives. They're going door to door. They're wearing those white suits.
Stuff,
they look like they work at fucking In-N-Out. they got the dude. I bet milkmen went nuts back then.
They were laying pipe.
Yeah, like in the 1950s.
To the horny housewives.
In the 1950s, milkmen were probably the leading cause of like spreading venereal diseases because they're just going from house to house.
Oh my god.
Yeah, you had to have crazy stamina, I think, to be a milkman in the 1950s.
The housewives' husbands are where? In the
at
army?
work. They're hard at work. They're at advertising firms selling stuff like they're Don Draper. They're smoking cigarettes and getting blown by their secretaries.
Oh, so it's an equally... Okay.
Yeah, and then the milkman shows up, and part of his job, it's not even about milk. He has to go home to home and pleasure these women. And sometimes it's manually, sometimes it's digitally, sometimes it's
wow.
You don't even want to know. And
I don't.
That's what the milkmen did.
I did not know that. That's a little piece of history for you guys.
Yep, just a little slice of life.
We always like to throw something in there to educate you guys. There it is.
Yep.
Last episode it was burned. Cochleus.
Yes. So, anyways, she's dead. People show up.
She's not dead, dude. They take her away, saying that she's gonna get the finest medical attention.
Yeah.
But I don't think they do that to her.
They think they put her down like a dog.
I think they turned her into a robot. Probably.
Oh yeah, probably. The whole thing turns out, guys, it's a witchcraft thing.
But about a rock?
No, yeah, it's a Stonehenge.
A space rock?
No, no. The microchip on each mask contains a fragment of Stonehenge.
Oh, from in the beginning when they're like, oh my god, a piece of the Stonehenge is missing, and no one understands how.
Exactly.
Oh, I'm just now connecting those two.
I see that. I feel that.
I didn't get. Okay.
Yeah. So. Basically, I mean, I don't know. The movie, at the end, it's kind of an ambiguous ending. I don't want to ruin the ending on this one, honestly, for people, because it's a fun watch, and it's right before Halloween. I do feel like you should watch it,
because even though it wasn't, like, the best, like, scary movie, it was still...
Yeah, it was a pretty good movie.
An interesting watch.
The energy is low tonight, gentlemen. The energy is very low. And, we don't have a whole lot of...
You don't have a lot to say.
A whole lot of energy tonight, fellas, but we had to put an episode out. So if you've made it this far, send us a DM and I'll Venmo you $5.
No, he will not.
I'm joking.
No, he will not, because then you're going to get the green card people coming and
you're right. You're right. I take that back.
We don't support anybody. I'm so sorry. We can't even support ourselves.
Yes, we can. What the fuck?
We're paying for our animals.
Yeah, I guess.
Our children.
So... That's the episode, guys. I mean...
What is your rating on the movie? Because, we gotta...
I'm going to give it a perfect 5 out of 10.
Oh, okay.
Not too bad, not too good. It's got its moments. I'd give it a 5 out of 10. What about you?
That was literally what I was going to say as well.
Okay, look at that.
I agree.
Yep.
Because, like you said, it's not too bad. It's not too good. But yeah. You should watch it.
You should. And look, guys, the episode's 23 minutes long. This
Damn, we can't even make it the extra 7
minutes. No, because I got nothing to say. We're gonna start doing these on Friday nights when we're a little bit
more hyped.
And then we're gonna do another one, and they're gonna start coming out on Mondays and Wednesdays. But regardless, right now this is what we have.
We really threw it together for you.
We really threw it together for you.
I know it doesn't maybe seem like it.
No, and maybe it's partially your fault as a listener. I don't know, but anyways, guys, I'm Caleb. With me, as always, is Lauren. This is the Weed Cap. Stay safe, stay stoned, all that happy horse shit.
Watch movies.
Yeah, watch movies. And we'll get them next time. Bye-bye.
Hopefully.